Greetings, my champions of the light, and welcome to Oathbound, the classic challenge where we must reach level 60 while doing battle with only worthy foes. And by worthy foes, I mean we can only do battle with orange level enemies, and all the while we must maintain our sacred oath. We must ignore lesser creatures. We must only do battle with worthy foes. And we must never bring dishonor to ourselves. And after farming some gold to buy some new armaments, now it is high time that we get back to some leveling. And as I leave the Lion's Pride Inn, I visit the mailbox, and I am pleased to discover that there are still plenty of gold coins that have finally arrived. Now, my friends, with a full set of brand new light mail equipment, I make my way over to the Jasperlode mine. Unfortunately, my friends, I soon discover that since we are level 5, the vast majority of even the Jasperlode Kobold are too low level. They are not considered worthy opponents unless they are at least 3 levels higher than ourselves. And although I only need 2 more Kobold candles for William Pestle, it appears we may struggle to find any level 8 fiends. Fortunately, my friends, a Draenei on a giant elephant passed by while I was, setting up my questy, and his retribution aura had actually killed one of the level 6 kobolds, allowing me to reach the level 8 geomancer. And this time, my friends, as I am forced to travel around the kobolds, I am actually able to claim victory over this level 8 wolf. However, my friends, it appears that I am seriously going to struggle to find any kobolds that are worthy foes now that I'm level 5. And after quite a bit of searching, there are simply not enough level 8 kobolds for me to slay. And so we drop all of our quests and make our ways to the Eastvale logging camp, where I am given a quest from Supervisor Raylan to find some bundles of wood. We can do this quest at any time, as it doesn't really matter what level we are for this one. However, Sarah Timberlane has a quest to collect 6 red linen bandanas from the Defias bandits that lurk around the Elwyn Forest. And so we make our way to the Brackwell Pumpkin Patch, a local Defias hideout where we discover some level 8 Defias bandits. They aren't as dangerous as you would think, and if I lure them one by one, the light gives me the edge I need to put these fiends in the ground. And after dodging the spin kick, I am able to leap the fence, buying me a short amount of time to cast a heal and claim victory. A scary battle indeed, but by utilizing the environment, I am even able to take on the level 9 Defias dogs. And what do you know, my first battered treasure chest of the day, containing numerous supplies including these minor healing potions. And feeling a surge of confidence thanks to my new healing potion, I even take on a level 9 bandit inside the barn, far away from any fences that I can use to escape. And following a victorious victory, I am now level 6, which puts these level 8 bandits only 2 levels higher than myself, which means, my friends, I must now search for only the level 9 bandits if I am to complete this quest by collecting the rest of the red linen bandanas. Fortunately, that extra level gives me the boost I need to no longer require the aid of the fences. And despite getting in what I would describe as quite a sticky situation, thanks to my minor healing potion, I am able to persevere. And after collecting the treasure from a second chest, I discover a very nice blue cloak. Unfortunately, the Brackwell Pumpkin Patch appears to run out of level 9 bandits. And so I travel eastward, making my way past the Richpoint Tower, which is very lucrative, by the way, my friends, and I am sure to gather as many ores and herbs as I can while there. But regardless, we make our way east of the tower, where I discover a level 9 Defias bandit, at last a worthy foe, and upon collecting all of the red linen bandanas, I return to Sarah Timberlane, who rewards me with a, oh, my inventory is full, 1 second, my friends. As I was saying, I am rewarded with a red shirt, which is quite snazzy for a paladin like me. I take a moment to vendor before returning to Guard Thomas, who still does not want to speak to me. I am perfectly capable of doing your quest, Guard Thomas. Stop being such a dick. Anyway, I go back to some mining, and even a little bit of herbalism. Hey, what are you doing? Hang on a minute, you're level 9. That means it is a fair fight. That'll teach you for interrupting my flower picking. Oh, level 8 this time. What's wrong, little guy? You can't swim? That's what I thought. Oh, and what do you know? What a jackpot for a paladin like me. And look who it is, that Defias bandit once again hoarding that copper ore all to himself. I'll show you the power of the light, you Defias fiend. I don't need no stolen guard anymore. All of the copper will be mine. Anyway, we speak with Marshal Dugan, and he tells me to speak to some guy at Westbrook garrison. But first I visit the paladin trainer, and I discover that I can train Holy Light. On top of that, I can also train Divine Protection, and finally the Seal of the Crusader, meaning I can potentially do some seal twisting, if I even knew what that actually is. But if you know what seal twisting even means, please comment below, because I certainly have no idea. Someone in the general chat says that they are giving out gold at the Goldshire Inn. Fortunately, my friends, when I arrive, I discover it is a level 70, who actually trades me 3 whole gold coins, and doesn't ask for any special favors. Thank you, Sudshire, truly a champion of the light. And just like that, I now have 5 gold and 49 silvers. That's a lot of gold for a paladin like me. We swim our ways down the stream, and before long we have made it to Westbrook garrison, where I find 2 quests related to gnolls. Crazed hyena men, who once called the Elwyn Forest home, before the superior human race took over. Now these gnolls attack the encampments, and force tax-paying Stormwind citizens to have to fund the various towers like the Ridgepoint Tower and the Westbrook garrison. My mission is to collect 8 gnoll armbands of proof of my deeds, and while I do engage the level 10 gnolls, they have some sort of quick strike ability. At one point I am forced to use one of my minor healing potions just to survive, which is very embarrassing as this lady is right here and saw me, but I'm a strong independent paladin and I don't need no help, okay? To prove my worthiness. And worthy I am as I take down many orange level threats. And it's not long before I hit level 7. Glorious indeed. Unfortunately, now these level 9 gnolls, they are not worthy enough for me to do battle with them, meaning I now have to pick out the level 10 gnolls if I have any hope of finishing this quest. And other than the dangerous hugger, which I don't really want to be doing battle with, I end up actually taking out all of the level 10 plus gnolls. We even spot a mining node in the river, and on the horizon, I spot a young flesh ripper, only 4 levels higher than myself, and I realize that in just one more level, I may actually need to venture over there, for I will otherwise run out of worthy opponents. And my friends, I really do try my best, but eventually there are simply no worthy gnolls available, and so, with still 4 more armbands to go, I decide to venture to Stormwind City to drop off my existing supplies. As I bring my herbs to the auction house, I discover that I am actually going to make more money just by vendoring them, and that the only thing I can even make a profit on right now is rough stone, and of course the copper ore. I do, however, sell this, seemingly lame-o sword for a whopping 34 silver, or at least I hope it'll sell for that amount, before depositing the rest of my reagents into the bank for safety. I don't want to perish with any of this precious loot. Finally, my friends, I decide to spend a bit of coin, purchasing some 8-slot bags for a very reasonable price. Unfortunately, the weapons on offer for my level, well, let's just say they are certainly not reasonably priced. So I instead opt for the poor man solution, and purchase some weight stones. I venture out of the Stormwind gates, and with my supplies intact, I actually have a question for you, my friends. Some of you in the last episode did comment that perhaps losing all of my equipment may be a bit much of a punishment if I perish. There does surely need to be some form of consequence for our failure. So how about this, my disciples? A wheel of doom, split into 3 sections, and when I perish we give it a spin, and depending on where it lands, well, those are the items that we must delete. And at the time of releasing this video, there is an active poll currently on the channel, and I implore you to make your opinions and voices known. for it is you, my crusaders, that have the future of this challenge in your hands. Eventually, my friends, we do find a second encampment of gnolls hidden around the Stone Cairn Lake, and soon we are able to almost collect all of the armbands, but not before receiving an invite to this guild. Let's just say it was probably a mistake to join this one. Unfortunately, we run out of gnolls that are level 10, and with just one more armband to go, I decide that I'll probably get it later, and so I travel down to Gart Thomas. Now that I am level 7, I am sure he will have a quest for me. And what do you know, he does. But that is not the whole story, because it turns out as part of the quest he wants me to hunt down 5 young forest bears, and a quick search on Wowhead confirms my fears. The young forest bears cap out at level 9. And as you know, that means I cannot do battle with them, as they would only be yellow level creatures. Thanks a lot, Gart Thomas, you could have given me that quest 2 levels ago, and I probably would have managed. What a dick. Anyway, we make our way further westward, where I find Antonio Parelli, and I take the opportunity to snag some cheap deals on some lesser healing potions. And after a small spot of mining, I make my way back to the Westbrook garrison, where I fortunately, my friends, find a level 10 gnoll, who does not have the armband. So I make a daring attempt to desperately try and gather a level 10 gnoll. Get him, boys! Yep, he did not have an armband, okay. But this one did, and just like that, the quest is completed. I return to Deputy Raynor and receive a healthy dose of experience points. And while I am traveling up the road, I realize perhaps this guild isn't for me, and it turns out I'm not the only one. And so I quit the guild and then find a fellow paladin from that same guild. And to avoid an awkward confrontation, I take the opportunity to trade him an upgrade. And my friends, now that I've left the guild here... Oh, hello, Remy 2 times. Sure, I'll speak to Marshal Dugan. That's an easy quest for a paladin like me. And yes, Mr. Dugan, I will happily speak to Gart Thomas. Anyway, my friends, as I was saying, now that I am not in a guild, perhaps I should make a guild. What do you think, my friends? I suppose I would need 10 other adventurers in order to form it. The Order of the Holy Oath, or something of the sort. Or, my friends, if you have a guild on this realm of Dream Scythe, I would quite welcome an invite, and as I currently do not have a home. So you know what to do, just send me an invite and I will join. Anyway, my friends, we make our way to Gart Thomas, and Gart Thomas tasks us with finding his friends. And I soon discover that his friend Malachi, well, is a pile of dead meat. Great job there, Gart Thomas, you are truly a great friend. Anyway, my friends, I soon find some bundles of wood, and I have a sudden need to collect every single one of these piles of wood. And what do you know, I soon find the other friend who is also a pile of meat. Fortunately, my friends, I discover that if I use my divine protection, it buys me just enough time to gather the medallion from the pile of Ralph's meat, and make a daring escape. And Supervisor Raylan is most impressed indeed. And just like that, my friends, I am now level 8. We make our way to Gart Thomas and hand him the bloody medallions. And then he asks me to speak to Marshal Dugan. I hand over the quest to Marshal Dugan, and I collect some gold from the mailbox before returning to the paladin trainer, Brother Wilhelm, who trains me with some very useful abilities. The ability to purify poison and disease, and the ability to stun my enemies, just long enough to grant me a moment for a uninterrupted heal. And these abilities are surely necessary, as in the next adventure, we will be forced to traverse Westfall at only level 8. And if you'd like to support this holy journey, please consider subscribing. And if you share this video, there is a 50% chance that you will receive a Thunder Fury in the mailbox. But don't take my word for it, just ask Timmy. Timmy, in the last video, actually won a Thunder Fury. As you can see, this is a screenshot that Timmy sent me. Goodbye for now, my crusaders. And always remember, light be with you.